Okay, here's how to create your graphic reduction self-portrait. First, you need to have a photograph of yourself in in your iPhotos. So make sure you have that. If you noticed in my editing, I can edit it to make make the highlights brighter and make my shadows darker to increase the contrast. Now, open Procreate and start a new document by hitting the plus button. We're going to create a paper size document. When it opens up, we're going to adjust the aspect ratio to be vertical instead of horizontal. So we'll go to Canvas, and then we're just going to use 2 fingers to twist it so that it is vertical. Now, we're also going to click the wrench, we're going to add, and we're going to insert a photo. And you're going to insert the photo from your document, and there it is. Now you'll notice that it might not be the right size, so you want to make sure you scale it to fit as large as possible onto the document. There we go. And when you are done, you should just click off the arrow. What you will notice here is that we have started a new layer, and that is going to be that layer. The important part is to now create a new layer. So once again, we'll click the Layers tab, which is the 2 squares. We are going to click the plus button, and we'll create a new layer, layer 2. So we will have 3 layers: a white background color layer, layer 1, which is the photograph, and layer 2. Notice that layer 2 is blue. That means it is the selected layer. Now what we're going to do is create a drawing on top of this using our finger or brush. I would prefer you use the brush library, so you click the brush here, and we're going to go to inking, and you're going to select the technical pen. Okay. Once that one is created, Now what we're going to do is also the red dot in the corner, yours might be blue, might be a couple of different colors. We're going to pick a color to draw with. I would pick a bright color, not a dark color. Okay, so I'm going to pick this pink. We'll go back to brush. And now, with 2 fingers, I'm zooming in. The trick is to draw our graphically reduced face. So what you'll notice is as I start to draw, hold on, and what I'm going to do is create a larger brush size by dragging it up in order to fill it in. And I'm going to zoom in on these parts. What I want you to be able to create is a graphically reduced drawing, which means we're not doing an outline and we're not creating a cartoon. What we're trying to do is draw the simplest shapes possible. I'm going to use an eraser here I'm going to also increase the brush size to maybe create those little highlights if I wanted to. And I'm going to look for the smallest amount of detail. So when I'm drawing the eye, again, I'm not drawing around. I'm not creating a cartoon. I'm looking for the simple shapes. Notice that that line kind of looks like a line, but it tapers. It gets wider here and thinner in other spots. If I wanted to, I can actually taper the line quality, which would look much better. As I zoom in, you'll notice that I missed some spots. So I want to make sure that my drawing is as sharp and my edges are as sharp as possible. We're not sketching. That is the other thing we are not doing. So no, I don't want you to create light areas by sketching. I want you to try to keep your shapes as simple as possible. 2 fingers will allow you to zoom in and out. Your job as the graphic designer and artist is to figure out what to do with these gray areas. I can erase something by clicking the arrow there, the undo arrow. So I have an eyebrow, right? And I might create some interesting shapes to help everybody understand that that is an eyebrow. But what I don't want to do is start sketching. This is not what I want. So it's more important to create simple shapes. And find out where the gray should stop and start. You're going to have to take some artistic liberties for areas like this. Now I want that little part of my eye to show to help understand that it's a pupil, even though it's super dark. And I want to spend extra time cleaning up these edges. Okay, I'm going a little bit faster. Hair is going to be very difficult. And so again, I don't want you to draw little lines, and I definitely don't want you to draw outlines of your face. That's not what we're going for. What we're going for is something that will end up looking like this. And you'll notice that I've created special shapes for the hair, these kind of lightning bolt zigzags. And you'll notice that I spent extra time trying to tighten up some of these edges. So when you're finished, you should have a object that looks like this. Now, some tricks. You can turn off and on your background layer, and you can adjust the opacity of your foreground layer. So I'm going to click layer 2. Actually, I'm going to click the N on layer 2, and you notice if I drag the opacity down, it becomes slightly translucent, and therefore I can see through it in case I've drawn over something. Now also notice some of the modifications I made with the hair, right? And with the lines on my face. So I'm creating modifications to help understand that it's a graphically reduced face. I hope this helps. When you are done, I want you to turn in just your top layer.